Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second part of my Zodiac series, where I am building tiny houses based on the Zodiac signs as they correspond in real life when the time comes. So it is currently Libra season, so I am building a house based on that Zodiac sign today. And I will tell you about the decisions I made in correspondence with it and a little bit about the Zodiac sign. There tends to be a lot of varying information online about each one, so keep that in mind. And of course, these are not going to apply to everyone that falls within that time frame, but Libra is the 7th astrological sign in the Zodiac, falling between September 23rd and October 22nd. So it just started, and one of the things that I read was that they really, really love symmetry, which is something I do not like. So I tried to make the outside of this build very symmetrical. And I also decided to go with a container home vibe here because it said that they often make good like art critics and stylists and artists. So I went for a more artsy vibe here, and I thought a container home would be kind of fun for that. So it's like container home mixed with modern extension. They're also enjoying a lot of hanging out with people and like parties and stuff. That was what I read anyway, so I made sure to have a rooftop deck. I'm using a lot of the items from the Desert Luxe kit, and we go from there. This house actually ends up having a really big pool out front. It's a really nice entertainment spot. I think it was a little bit of a different style. I don't know. I feel like I haven't built a tiny house quite like this before. It's a really fun one. I enjoyed it. I hope you will as well. And if you do and you'd like to download it, I will make sure to upload it to the Sims 4 gallery. You can find that under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So you can see now I did change to the season of fall, because at least for me in the Northern Hemisphere, it is now fall here. And so I thought it would be appropriate to have this build in the season that it falls in, and so I'm just playing around with that. I also wanted to include a lot of pink. I was reading a lot about specifically pink, but also like a more feminine touch to things, which I know isn't exactly accurate. It's not the colors don't have gender, but that is like the stereotypical color associated with that. So I did add a lot of like peach and pink to the exterior of this home in like little amounts. Like the house is white and gray, but I do have some really pretty lounge chairs, and there is a floaty in the pool that is pink. I just think this house was a lot of fun, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It was a really cute little build, and it took me a really long time to figure out how to do this. I am enjoying this series, but it is a little intimidating because I feel like I'm going to do something wrong, but ultimately, it's just my interpretation of what I'm reading about each zodiac sign, and everyone is different anyway, so I think it's fine, and I think it came out really cute in the end. Also, in regards to zodiac signs, the next one is going to be Scorpio, so if you have anything you think I should definitely include for Scorpio, do let me know. I'd be very curious to read about that and try and implement some of the suggestions I see. But anyway, I'm just working on the landscaping now, trying to figure out what sort of bushes and stuff I want to have. I do get rid of those ones out front that are really dark. I placed them at first because they had the purple flowers on them and I thought it was really pretty, but in the end, I thought they were a little bit too dark. The contrast was not doing it for me, so I did end up removing those towards the end of the build. But for right now, they look okay. They reminded me to actually have bushes there, which I think looks really nice. I'm also getting a hot tub over here, and I believe we get a barbecue and stuff as well as a table and chairs. I really wanted this to be a nice, entertaining space. I could see this sim throwing lots of parties here, and I think that would be quite fun. I don't do that very often in the Sims. I don't throw a lot of parties, but we have a lot of that in the Sims, so maybe we're supposed to. For a long time, it was said that The Sims 4 was a young adult simulator, and I guess to some extent it still is. We do have some stuff for younger life stages now, but it's still very heavily focused on young adults. Anyway, this is the upper deck space. I'm using this bar from the Desert Luxe kit. I also got some chairs from that, and I'm trying to think what other things I put up here. I think I might have put the love seat from that pack as well up here. if I'm remembering correctly. I wanted to have a little seating space. Yeah, I did. I think it looks quite cute. It's just a simple little space for your Sims to make some drinks, sit down and chat. I'm not sure how safe it's going to be to have your Sims drinking and then going up and down the ladder, but yeah, no, it works out. Anyway, inside now, I'm trying to figure out a floor plan. I do change it a little bit because at first I was thinking I'd have a tiny bedroom over here and then the bathroom. But I do end up putting the bathroom in the back space because I was thinking the back containers were going to be all one room, not 2 floors. It was just a really tall room. And that was going to be an art studio. But I did change it in the end to have a little bit of a closed area for the bathroom that has like a lofted space on top for some storage. And then there is a bedroom space over here. It's not closed off. I really liked keeping this space fairly open. Like there was just some separating walls. I thought it was unique. And so I have the kitchen when you first walk in, the bedroom off to the side, and then the art space out the back, which is also combined with the living room using some more of that peachy pink color. And I also have that in the bedroom as well with the little hearts on the bedspread. So trying to keep that color scheme consistent, but generally making the inside kind of neutral with just like little pops of that color scheme. I feel like I say this a lot, but sorry if my voice is a little funny today. Allergies are definitely acting up. They're always worse in the morning, and I am recording this voiceover in the morning, so apologies for that. But anyway, continuing working on the kitchen space here, figuring out the upper head cabinets. I do use this set from Dream Home Decorator. It just was the right colors. I really enjoyed it. It's a very small kitchen, but I think it worked out very well in the end. I like the layout I went for, and it fit quite well. And I'm just cluttering up the shelves a little bit because another thing that I read was that they had a lot of stuff, a lot of clutter, but it was very organized. So like organized chaos is the words I kept reading. So I wanted to make sure it looked like they had a lot of stuff, but it wasn't messy in here, if that makes sense. Like everything was like in its space. So that is why I'm cluttering up this space. I think it looks really cute in the end. I even put some stuff in the upper head piece above the fridge. So I have some plates up there, and yeah, it looks cute. Of course, getting the cutting boards, how could I not? We have some knives above the stove. Just trying to make sure everything is fully decorated, and then just getting a table and chairs in here. This is actually a table and chairs from Base Game that we got a month or so ago. I don't remember exactly the time frame, but it's so cute. I really, really like it. I just haven't had a chance to use much of it. And of course, I had to add a scale in here because that is a huge thing for Libras. That's like the sign. It's an air sign represented by scales, which is an association that reflects Libra's fixation on balance and harmony. So I needed to do that. And in here, I'm trying to continue some of that symmetrical look. So I have the chairs symmetrical on the other side of the couch, getting a rug in here, and obviously the whole house isn't symmetrical, but I tried to incorporate that in ways that I could. So I ended up moving the windows over so they are symmetrical behind the couch, which I think looks a lot nicer and works better for this vibe. Because if you didn't know, I do try to avoid symmetry because it's not something I particularly enjoy. So it was kind of fun trying to do that in this build. I also really enjoyed hanging up this painting on this door because typically you wouldn't do that, but I just thought it was like a nice juxtaposition of like the artwork on the metal door, and I don't know, something I really enjoyed. Anyway, ruled by Venus, the planet that governs love, beauty, and money, Libras adore high art, intellectualism, and connoisseurship. So I decided that this sim would not only paint art but collect it, and so there ends up being a lot of that in this space. They adore high art, like I had mentioned, and it says Libras need to surround themselves with stunning objects and create environments that reflect their exquisite tastes. So that was sort of the vibe here. I also decided that that light over in the corner looks more sculptural and like it's balanced, and there was a lot of balance and harmony in the description of Libras. So I decided that was a kind of cute idea. And so the walls in here up on the second level in particular are covered in art. I also have this little shelf over here that is covered in all sorts of like organized chaos knickknacks and art supplies and like things they've made. So there's some paintings and some sculptures, and it was really fun to decorate this. The shelf is actually from the Blooming Rooms kit. It's a really pretty one. I really love that kit. I would highly recommend it, especially if you like plants, because that's pretty much all it is. There's a couple of stands in it as well. There's this shelf and then a like 3-tiered plant stand, but I have some paintings in here. I have this bowl from Eco Lifestyle, and here is this little bust in here. Just grabbing a bunch of like sculptural and painting items to make it look like filled in and organized, but you know, a variety of things that the sim has made or uses as references. I really like that hand sculpture we have, this stack of rocks, just kind of going through debug and the regular catalog, well, mostly the regular catalog here, and seeing what I can find that would get the vibe I was going for in this space. I also end up grabbing a crystal. I took forever finding the one I wanted because I wanted something that was really pretty, but a very neutral color. So I couldn't remember the names of it. So I went on a little hunt and I did find one that fit the vibe I was looking for. And I put that up here as well. And I think it looks really cute. I love this space. Just getting a little artist tray right next to the easel, as well as a calendar, and then up the ladder there ends up being another easel and some more storage for paintings and stuff like that, because I just had that extra space that was above the bathroom, and I just thought it looked really cool to add that little storage space. It seemed really realistic, and so I quite enjoyed that. Anyway, we're going to start adding a bunch of art on the wall here. I did make a collage of different paintings. I was thinking, you know, they collect them. They have a lot of really cool pieces they like to surround themselves with. So I wanted to make a little collage wall up here, and then up on the upper level, there are some bigger pieces. So this is really fun to try and figure out how to combine these and what things match together the best. These are some of my favorite paintings in the game anyway, so trying to combine them was a lot of fun and trying to see what works together the best, because there's a lot of different styles of frames and different colors of them. So just trying to find the best way to do that. I also got a rug over here, which isn't the most realistic because you'd probably get paint all over it, but it's The Sims and I thought it looked nice. And then just getting a little coffee table in here. This is also from the Desert Luxe kit. It's so cute. I love it so much. I end up putting something on it a little bit later, but I don't remember what, but I'm just adding some more art supplies up on the top of this little shelving unit in the corner right now, and we'll come back to the table a little bit later. But just trying to finalize what I want to have in this space. I also really wanted to add this piece. I can't remember if I added it or not. It didn't go above the door if I did, but I wanted something there. I think I was looking for like some sort of neon sign. And then over here in the kitchen, we actually had additional space, so I put some counters over here, and I believe the microwave ends up being over here. I like this little addition to the kitchen. I think it makes it look really interesting. But anyway, moving on into the bedroom. I love this bed from high school years. It's so pretty in general, but this particular swatch of it is gorgeous. I love the little hearts, and it just added a little bit more color to this space because we're introducing this deep green color, but still keeping that light peachy color as well as the neutrals that are present in the rest of the house. So just trying to figure out some bedside tables. I ended up using these like medical carts from Get to Work because they're so tiny, and I really liked that and the idea of like repurposing something for your bedside tables. But we ended up putting a very fancy lamp on top, which is this one from Vintage Glamour that's like a giraffe. I think it's so cute, and I don't know when the last time I used that was, but I quite enjoyed that in that space. It felt like it made sense here. It was a little quirky, and we have a plant over on the other side as well. So it's not symmetrical in decorations, but the room is very symmetrical, even though it's not its own proper room. And then I was trying to figure out what to put above the bed. I really could not figure out artwork for a while. Did I go with that in the end? No, I didn't. I went with this one from City Living, which I thought really brought in the colors that I was really enjoying in this space a lot better. And then over here in this corner, I ended up having a desk. I wasn't sure which one I wanted, and a bookcase. I tried combining the two, and it wasn't working the way I wanted it to, but I did end up using this desk, which I also think is from Werewolves, if I'm remembering correctly. I haven't used it before. It's very cute, and then I have this little dresser right next to it from the Realm of Magic pack. adding some makeup up there. I just think it's a cute little corner, very functional. You have your dresser and mirror and a spot for your Sims to sit down and use a computer. I'm assuming I put a computer down on it. I'm looking through everything right now, trying to figure out what I want to place down. Oh, yeah, I added the one from City Living. That's one of my favorite ones in the game. And yeah, just trying to figure out a rug in this space. And I think maybe I added some mirrors on the back of that wall to make the space feel bigger. Here's that second easel I added up top. I thought that was just a nice thing to have if you wanted to paint two things at once, or if you have a second Sim living here, if your Libra has a significant other. I thought that would be a good spot for that. And then we're just in the bathroom. So I have a standing shower in here instead of a shower tub combo, which is a little bit different for me. And just figuring out painting the walls, of course, using some more of the wallpapers from the Desert Luxe kit, and decorating it pretty neutrally. I added this shell from Tiny Living, which is one of my favorites. I think it's so pretty and it matches the color scheme I was going for. So, of course, that was a good addition in here. And that little painting I tend to put above toilets quite often. I also decided to cover this door with these curtains just to add a little bit more decoration. And then here I am back outside, swapping out those bushes with these ones. Everything's a little bit more dull because it is fall, but I think it looks so pretty, especially with the orange trees. And I think those bushes just worked a little bit better. So I'm just playing around with some other things outside, seeing if I want to have a different pathway leading up to the door or not. I think I ended up with a different one in the end, but I don't remember which one I decided on. I tried so many different ones. I think it was that one. So yeah, just getting a couple more decorations out here. I got some skylights and I moved the lights around to make sure that they weren't floating. And that's pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. And of course, give me ideas for Scorpio, and I will see you all in the next one. Enjoy the screenshots. Bye, everyone.